Hey, what's up, amazing and beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, karibu sana. And if you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? I want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you who has gotten to subscribe. We're currently at 219. Please, let's continue subscribing. That's steady growth, and I'm really appreciating all of you. My name is Salin Joroge. I'm a mental wellness counselor, mental wellness facilitator, mental wellness coach. This is a channel where we have fun, we interact, we talk, we gossip, we do all that in this channel. And like I said, you see, I have kept to my word for 2026. Consistency is the key. Being intentional with yourself, you're able to do things that you really want to do and be consistent with it. Now, if you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? I'm going to give you a minute to subscribe, okay? Subscribe. Good job. Next to the subscribe button, there is a bell. Hit on that notification bell. Good job. You will be notified every single time there's new content in this channel. So before we get into the content of this video, there's some few, I would say, like shout outs I want to give to people. There are just about 7 people. I want to give a great shout out because these people have really been amazing. These people have really held my hand. And it's not that I'm forgetting all of them. No, I'm just starting with the top 7, and then we'll continue appreciating you as we continue. And I really appreciate every support that you give me, your contributions, your corrections, every single thing that you do to make sure that, and your push to make sure that I get to have my content out every week. All right, the first one is David Tech Auto Spares. For David Tech Auto Spares, that's my dad. I really want to appreciate him because he reminds me constantly that he watches my videos, he prays for me, prays with me, and I really want to say a big thank you for the support, Dad. I really appreciate you so much. The second person is Evans Waswa, who happens to be my destiny helper, my boss, my confidant, my big brother, my disciplinarian. Yes, he keeps me in check. Yes, he's like that big brother that you don't want to cross, because anytime that person can really smack you. So, but not in a bad way. He's really an amazing big brother. He's an amazing boss. He's my destiny helper and my confidant. And he's also the founder of Evans Publishing. That's a company that is based in Dallas, Texas in the US. Then there's also Fanon. Fanon happens to be my confidant, my best friend, and he's literally more than a best friend. He's that person who I can talk to anytime I feel like. Out of Sikwa Manane, I can still call him, I can still text him, and he'll respond. He's one person who really encourages me a lot, and I want to say a big thank you for your support, for your love, for every single thing that you do. The other person is my bestie. She's called Clemens. Clemens is my bestie. Like, how can I put it? She's my best friend. She's my manager, quote unquote. She's my manager. She's my confidant and partner in crime. Yes, she's that person who I really appreciate every single day. She threatens me, by the way. She does threaten me, and I know she watches my video. She does threaten me. She tells me if I don't get content out, I am done for. But she's an amazing beautiful woman. There's also Sheila, who's my best friend, my sister, my confidant, my partner in crime. If you really want to know about me, get her. But I know she can't talk because, well, you see those conversations where you have with your best friend, and if by any chance you wouldn't want someone to see those conversations, she's the one. So Sheila knows me in and out, literally in and out, the good, the bad, the evil, all of them. She knows that. And then there is one Anne Berry, or Jessica Berry. She's the founder of Angemi Capital. She is my strategic she's my best friend. She's my friend. She's a strategic planner. She's a project manager. She's the founder of Angemi Capital. If you need all your finances put in check in terms of budgeting, planning, anything anything to do with finances, Angemi Capital is the go-to company. And also, if you are in construction and you would want someone to really do that for you, to plan and everything and execute, she is your go-to person. And finally, the person who is behind all this, Abel Kimani, who happens to be by the audio, you see the audio, the videos, every single thing. See, it has been different this 2026, right? So he's the person behind all this. Is my good friend. He does amazing photography. He does live recording. So if you're in need of his services, all the details zitakuwa pale kwa the description box, so you can reach out, and let's do business together. And if you're there, you would want to partner with us, you would want us to collaborate, you would want us to partner, you would want us to work together, our contact details will be on the description box. And please, let's get to pushing sales, let's get to pushing content, let's get to working together. And without further ado, let's get into the content of this video. Now, in the last video, we answered some few questions. And today it's kind of continuation, but with how can I put it? It's kind of a continuation, and it's something that really, I know it's something that, some questions that I've really had personally, and I know since some of the questions that you have and you've asked yourself at one particular point. And as we go on with this video and you feel like this resonates with you, please don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, leave a comment, share. And I believe that the more we share this content out there, the more it reaches to so many people and it gets to help as many people as possible. Now, a lot of us are quietly restarting our lives, I very included. If you don't know, I lost my job in November 2023, and it's been a journey of trying to figure things out, trying to make things work, trying to bring things together. And in 2026, I told myself that, you know what, I am going to be intentional with myself. I'm going to be intentional with the things that I love, be it content. That's why you've seen that there's content coming out every week, because I've also had people who push me to make sure that, yes, I told them that I'm going to be intentional, and they really want to make that. As I push myself to make sure that that comes to pass, they really want to help me do that, and they've been amazing. So as I go through this journey of restarting again, I believe there are so many questions that we have, and there are things that we we really ask ourselves. These are real conversations that we do ask ourselves, because you find that at times restarting is not a good thing to so many people. You kind of feel embarrassed. You kind of feel like you're alone. You kind of feel like you don't want to deal with people. But that is very okay. That feeling is very okay. I am also on the restarting journey, and I believe that as we restart together, by the time we get into December of 2026, we will have achieved something, even if it's not big, but we will have made some strides, that I'm sure of. So when restarting, one thing you need to do is to be honest with yourself. You accept, yes, I am restarting. Yes, I have had failures before. I have done things that didn't succeed, but it's okay. I am restarting now. So as you're honest with yourself, so already once you're honest with your heart, you're honest with yourself, you're able to reset your mind. And restarting, it is having like a new mindset, new priorities, setting new boundaries. And one thing that I believe that it's really hard when it comes to restarting, it's nobody understands that this restarting journey is emotionally confusing. It's very confusing, and it's very worrying once you're restarting, because you don't know if you'll still make the same mistakes you did. But I always tell people, the mistakes that you did, take them not as mistakes, take them as lessons that you will use of things not to do. Now, restarting sounds hopeful, but it can also be heavy. So today we are talking about restarting over. All right? Today we are talking about restarting over, starting afresh, not the social media aspect, the real truth. Okay? It's a conversation me and you are having. Now, the first, can I call it the first question of this video? Because it's a continuation of the other, but it's the first question of this one. Why does starting over feel so embarrassing? Why does starting over feel so embarrassing? And so many people, I know it's the truth, have this question. You are afraid of telling people that you're starting over. You're afraid of even admitting to yourself because you kind of feel embarrassed. And this is because the society has put it in a way that when you fail, it's like it's your fault. You know, we are so accustomed to the society's thought of you and your progress, and you compare yourself with your peers, you compare yourself with your family members. That's one thing that makes us feel embarrassed to say that we're starting over. And you find that when you're restarting, you end up having, I'm really trying to see the mental aspect of it, because it's really embarrassing to even admit in public that you're restarting. Before I was able to say that, you know what, I'm restarting, I had to beat myself so much, because I have my peers who are ahead of me by far. I have my peers who are ahead of me career-wise, family-wise, financially. I have my peers who are very ahead of me. And it felt so embarrassed to just admit that, you know what, I want to restart, or I'm just restarting. And one thing that I really did, and I'm grateful to Anne, I've mentioned her before, the founder of Angemi Capital. It's because no matter the number of times I disappear, or the number of times I disappeared, she was always there. She always reminded me that I am a go-getter. She always reminded me, and she always does. All the people that I've mentioned, these are people who understand where I have come from. These are people who have seen my ugly. When I say of David, that's my dad, that's my family. They have seen me break the ugly side of it. Talk about my Evan Sosha, my boss, my big brother. He has literally, we've gotten into issues because he tells me the truth, a truth that I didn't want to hear, but come to think of it right now, he really wants what's best for me. And he always tells me, no, as I go up, I'm going up with you, and you have to succeed. You have to. He constantly tells me that. There's also my friend Fanon and the rest. They push me. They encourage me. They tell me, you know what, it's not the end of the world. And it got to a place where, you know what, I had to call myself for a meeting. I had a meeting with myself, and I acknowledged, you know what, I'm not okay. I am stuck. I am going through all this, and I need to restart. So being able to say that I am restarting, it is something that I'm really happy about, and something that I'm really confident to speak about. But I find that in so many people, that's not the case, because one, you feel like you should be farther, you feel like people are watching, you feel like you failed somewhere along the way. But here's the truth. Starting over does not mean you wasted time, no. It is a reset, okay? It does not mean you wasted time. It is a reset. And one thing you need to understand is that growth often feels like humility before it feels like confidence. Again, growth often feels like humility. Growth often looks like humility before it looks like confidence. So once you're on that journey, remember we said that life is a process. You are not rushing. You are taking your life a step at a time as a process. All right? So before it gets to you having that confidence, remember it looks humility. It looks humble. It's humble. Then as things come into place, your confidence comes out. And sometimes the bravest thing to do is to admit that the old version of your life is no longer there. So accept that yes, mistakes happen, things happened, and you're starting afresh, and this is a new journey. Embrace the challenges that are ahead of you. The second question: why does it feel so quiet when I start again? Why does it feel so quiet when I start again? Nobody wants you about the silence. When you're restarting, it's very silent because you're alone. It is you, your thoughts, your heart, everything you. It is just you. It is very silent. Okay? And when you start over, And when you make small progress, very few people will cheer you. Very few people will cheer you, will clap for you. Very few people will understand that you're restarting. And very few people will ask us questions, because as you're restarting again, each person has expectations. Like we've said, the society brings so much expectations, and people bring so much expectations to you, so that you end up pretending. We have so many pretenders outside here who are not able to speak their truth, who are not able to say, you know what, I am restarting, I failed, or things didn't go as I intended, but this time round I am restarting. Remember, I told you in one of the videos that do not feel bad. This is something my dad constantly tells me. Do not feel bad when you see people going ahead of you. No. God is allowing them to go ahead of you to create a cheering squad, so that when your time comes, when that confidence comes, they will clap for you, they will cheer you, because when you succeed, you need an audience. All right? So as you restart, remember, it is silent. The third question: am I weak for needing a reset? Am I weak for needing a reset? Let me say this slowly. Needing a reset does not make you weak. All right? Needing a reset does not make you weak. It means you noticed burnout, you noticed misalignment, you noticed emotional exhaustion, you noticed patterns that no longer serve you. Okay? So once you're resetting, it means that one, you notice there was burnout involved, you notice there was a misalignment, there was emotional exhaustion, and patterns that no longer served you. Now, when you're restarting or resetting, it means that things that you did no longer serve you. The failures the projects that you did are no longer aligned with the journey that you were heading. The things that you did are no longer emotionally okay. But as you reset, it means that you are a clean and clear canvas. So you're already rewriting and recorrecting the mistakes that you did. All right? So reset is not quitting. Pausing is not failing. Resetting is not giving up. Sometimes strengths look like choosing yourself. As you choose yourself and you become intentional with yourself, resets will happen. Once you've decided that I'm being intentional with myself, like I told you also in some videos ago, that once you decide to be intentional with yourself, there's so many things that will happen. Some people will fall off, will cut you, or family members. Some things will not even align with you. Some crowd will not even align with you. So that is bound to happen. So that's a reset. Okay? And prepare yourself, because once you set your heart that you're resetting, man, the journey is good. I'm in that journey, and I can tell you for free, it's one of the best journeys you have, because you're able to reset your boundaries, you're able to reset your priorities, you're able to reset your goals, you're able to adjust your goalpost. Okay? Now, the fourth question: how do I start again without rushing? How do I start again without rushing? One thing you need to understand: restarting does not need pressure. Okay? Restarting does not need pressure, does not need you to compare yourself with people, does not need you to announce publicly, does not need immediate clarity. Okay? Restarting does not mean that you give yourself pressure. Oh, I need to have achieved this. Nah. We said we're taking a step at a time. That's what we are doing. This 2026, we're taking a step at a time, a project at a time. One foot, set one foot, the next foot. Remember to step, okay? Remember to step. So don't compare yourself. Do not announce it. Keep it to yourself. Do not announce it. And remember, you're in this journey. It's a process, okay? Once you've said that you want to reset, like we have said, all you need to do is to be honest with yourself, be patient with the process, and be consistent. Be honest with yourself, be patient with that process, and be consistent. Consistency is key, and I will keep on repeating, consistency is key. Let's pause for a moment. If you're comfortable with yourself, or comfortable with what you're going through, and comfortable with restarting, I want you to answer this question. I am restarting because. I am restarting because. Ask yourself that question and answer yourself. Why are you restarting? You do not need to overthink it. You do not need to explain it. But ask yourself, why are we restarting? This year, I, Sally Njoroge, as I am being intentional with myself, and being intentional with the things that I do, with my journey of restarting, and with the process that I'm taking, I am choosing peace. Yes, I am choosing peace, and I am learning that peace is better than appearances. Peace is better than appearances. Alignment is better than approval, and quiet growth is still growth this year. And I hope that you also get to learn the same thing. This year, 2026, I am learning that peace is better than appearances, alignment is better than approval, and quiet growth is still growth. I'm no longer in need to rush. I am no longer in need to validate why to people. I no longer need to explain myself. You no longer need to validate your journey to anyone. You no longer need to explain yourself to anyone. All right? So, as you come to the end of this video, I hope that you've been able to learn something, and you've been able to get something from it. And as we restart and go through this process together, remember I said, I am accountable to you as you are accountable to me. And come December, by the grace of God, we will sit down, have this conversation, and see how far or what have we achieved. What are the steps that we have taken? What is that one thing that we've managed to do to completion, okay? So as we come to the end of this video, if this resonates with you, or this feels like it is your journey, please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to like. Don't share. And I believe that as I also go through this process, I am going through the process with you. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for each and every one of you who has become family in this video. And I genuinely appreciate it. That's all we have for today. I love you all. Bye-bye.